In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a tassel from a skein of embroidery floss. So this is just a brand new skein of DMC embroidery floss. And what you're going to do is on the side that has the longer wrapper, you're going to pull the end and you're going to pull it out so it is double the length of the skein itself. So that's going to be about 12.5 to 13 inches. You'll cut it off right at the end where the loop is, and then you'll pull out another one the same length. So basically where it stops naturally as you pull it, that's where you're going to cut it off. Alright, so now we've got these two pieces, and with the first one, you are going to fold it in half and tie a loop in it that is about anywhere between 2 inches and 3¼ inches. So this will just depend on how long you need your tassel to be. So if you make it 2 inches, this tail will be about the length of the rest of your tassel when it's completed. But if you need something longer, then you can go ahead and do that and hide the shorter bits within the rest of the tassel. Okay, so now we've got this one. The loop is at the top. And we need to tie this at the knot here in the middle of our skein. So go ahead and fold that skein in half. And you can actually place it right here at the knot. There's a little bit of flexibility. You'll be able to change this once you've tied the knot. We're just going to tie a double knot to make it nice and tight. And I like to fold it in half again and make sure that that loop is right at the center point. That looks pretty good. All right, so now remove both of the paper wraps, and you're going to save this longer one. We're going to use it to help us with a couple more parts of this tassel. So fold the floss bundle in half and pull up on the loop. Now you're going to pull the loop through this long wrapper. It should slide fairly well. And then we want this top part to be about 3/4 inch, or whatever looks good to you. Okay, and now with this second strand that we cut earlier, we're going to place our skein right there, and we're going to take this strand and we're going to make it a little bit longer than this grouping here. And we'll pull the long end upwards. Now with this loop, you're just going to kind of rest it here along the top of the wrapper. Place the short end up out of the way, and then we're going to take this, while you're holding this with your thumb, this loop here, we're going to use this and go over and wrap about 5 times. And I like to start up high and work my way down. So it takes a little bit of practice to do this. You're going to pull it tight each time you wrap it. right, and now we're going to take this end that you've just finished wrapping and thread it through this loop. And we'll use the shorter end to kind of tug that tight. And at this point you can remove the wrapper and just make sure that you tug this tight enough so that knot slides up and becomes hidden under those wraps. All right, and so now we'll take this end and we want to thread it over so it comes down on the other side. And the easiest way to do that is to thread it through a needle. All right, so just bring it over the top here, thread it through this loop, and now we want to bring it down through these wrapped pieces on the other side, so it'll just be completely hidden. And then to just cut off the top, or cut off the ends, we're going to use this wrapper again. Thread that through the loop. Pull it through. And then pull it down as long as you can. You can make it shorter if you need to, but we just want to make sure that we cut off the ends all evenly. And you're going to need a really good sharp pair of scissors for this. Then just give it a little trim if there's any extra pieces. And your tassel is done. So those are all a nice length. And that'll go really nicely on something like a bookmark or this graduation explosion box I've made. So now you've got an easy tassel to add to whatever you want.